Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready for the second half kickoff. And just in the back right-hand top corner of your screen, you can see that the Southern team, here they are now, the Southern team walking back, getting ready for kickoff. Northern team still in conference, though, and they'll be talking about the first half and what they need to improve on. So they're just breaking out now. And Corey Rosser, the famous individual from Te Araha, is back with us in the commentary box, and a big shout out to all our fans down there at Austin's. Well, I think there's one fan left there in Austin's now with us. And
I think she might have jumped ship as well.
Oh, really? So, oh
On her
dear.
own.
Okay. Well, to all of our viewers around the world and across the South Pacific nations, welcome in Pacifica TV as we get ready now for the kickoff. And South up 10 points. Lots of energy for the second half. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
So back underway, and it is South in the blue, North in the red. And it's North with all of the work to do in this second half. A 10-point deficit. It's achievable, but really they've had one attacking opportunity, decent attacking opportunity through the first half. That will obviously need to improve as Jensen.
Well, just about made a dog's ear of that.
I gotta say, it's all very well creating these plays, but it's sort of pointless there. And that time they almost turned the ball over. Both teams are doing it. I'm just struggling to find the logic behind it. But anyway, into the attacking half now, go North. Rico, who's been very good, Terence. Strong in the first half.
Still shaked him off. Still going. Still going. Double clutching. Still driving forward.
Stepping like Benji Marshall, even though he's got the 13 on his back. Elu. Jensen gets whacked, goes to the line, and up quickly to get him was Masters.
Oh, that's a bobble. Play on. No, he's blown it up. Well, that's a shame. You know, not really the way you want to start the half. Get a bit of opportunity on the ball. It's a penalty. Okay. Actually thought he'd knocked that on, Corey. Must have been south hand in there somewhere. Anyway, big opportunity for the red team now as they're attacking inside the 20.
Reretti. Little change of direction, still going. Help arise for South, and just in time as well. Meters short, right in front of the Sports Safe uprights. Goes to his left. It's Norman Tipol. Offload. Rico. He then plays on his pullback to Vita. They got space here. And over they go. Benjamin Moen, who was outstanding through the first half. And he is the man to get them on the board with a nicely worked right side move. And really everyone had a little role to play in this here. The timing of the ball. Crucial in each instance. And North get over again. Terence Rico at the centre of it.
Yeah, and just as they were shifting to the right, they sort of started there, put doubt in the defender's mind there, sort of kept him inside, and they just had enough numbers on the outside here. Didn't really need the winger, but had a wee bit of work to do, and just had enough strength to push through, get 4 points on the board, and they need that. So this could well be the, I don't know if it's turning the corner, Corey, but they may have identified the corner. 4 points on, kick to come.
The poor old winger was standing there thinking he may have been the easier option that time. No one around him, but Moen got the job done in the end, and he is a powerful ball carrier. He was always odds on to get it over from there. He obviously thought so as well. So Asher, Norman Tipol to attempt the conversion. The Māori under-13 representative strikes it low and actually was coming around, but drops down under the upright. So it remains South 10, North 4, 28 and a half minutes gone here at Cornwall Park.
Wonder how many more surprises we're going to find out today. Savannah's just wandering off, getting a few action shots, Savannah. Didn't she nodded? Yes. Well, she might be up for a couple of surprises. And happy birthday to her. I believe it was her birthday a couple of days ago, Corey. Managed to get a note out on Facebook, did you, or anything? No? Maybe
It's
you got
news to me. First I've heard of it.
maybe you got an Instagram tweet.
Back underway off the boot of South. And North with a real chance to get their way right back into this contest now. Falau.
Nice little
popped out.
offload.
Elu onto it. And then they move the ball on. Five short of the line now, North. Rushed out of dummy half was Elu. Managed to pop an offload away. But the South line is up quickly. Rico still shakes out of the first one somehow and then gets driven back. That's good work from South. Jensen to Norman Tipol, who dinks a little kick over the top. The chase looks good from North. Tavita onto the ball. It takes a horror bounce, really, and will be a handover. I think it's going to be a South ball. Let's just wait for confirmation on that one. Will be South ball.
And the field is a wee bit deceptive. It's quite lush. It's pretty heavy on top. And I think, the bounce of the ball slowed up somewhat, isn't it, Corey?
Yeah, you're right. The grass is actually pretty long. Like we had to walk across it this morning, and it's in patches certainly a fairly heavy pitch. We've seen hardly any kicks into the air so far as South now break down the right-hand side via Moka. Cover coming across. Tavita tries but doesn't get there, and now Moka's going to run this one in. One to beat. Moan tries his best, but to no avail, and what a try that was. We'll call it early. That may be one of the tries of the series. Brilliant stuff down the right-hand side. And it's Shannon Moka who goes all the way, did so well to beat Tavita there, just about lost the feet, and then had a little bit of work to do right at the death.
Yeah, and this one started early. He really tucked the ball under his arm, put his head down. He basically, chanced his arm, did really well there, showed enough strength to take the defender across, and as Corey said, thus far, try of the game, let alone try of the series. Waiting for the kick to come. Get the four on. I'll take one off. Sorry about that, folks. My big fat fingers.
So Naropo with the conversion, but it's away. So it is South 14, North 4, 32 and a half minutes gone. And really, just as North were starting to threaten to find their way back into that contest, an emphatic reply from South.
Yeah, definitely. And, it was against the grain. They had a wee bit of territory there. They were down inside the half. And big, strong run when you can go, what was that, a good 60 metres, 70 metres down the outside. Great way to respond. So the North boys now, a little bit of a groundhog day as they get reset to find out what they need to do next.
Allowed to bounce, and then cleaned up and running it back with some spirit off the back fence now. Goes through the first line untouched and then gets put to ground.
Whoa. Managed to retain it.
Did really well to bring that one in.
Well, the half for South is having a busy day. He's looking really good. Another great break. Here we go. Split them open.
Cover coming across. It's fullback on, fullback. Tavita goes low, won't get there. Kilisimasi runs it in, will centralise it, I should say, under the post as well. That's his second try of the game, and in very similar circumstances to the first one as well. Another strike for South, and that may well just be enough to give them some breathing space and go on with the result here. You can see here Tavita coming across, went low on him, didn't end up making the greatest of contact, and the South fullback looks up, says, I'll add another one to the tally. He's had a fine game.
Yeah, it looks like they're favouring that right-hand edge. You know, they've had a couple of strikes down there already. And don't be surprised, Corey, if they go back there again.
Coaching insight we have you here for. It was interesting, though. They probably favoured the left, I thought, in the first half. So it's on the same channel, but they've switched sides and have found some real success earlier through Moka and this time through Kilisimasi. So Naropo now to attempt the conversion from smack bam in front, and should take care of this one. Flags go up. It's 20 points to 4, and South now well and truly in control as the 35th minute ticks over. So back into it off the boot of North. Fielded on the full, and look out. Joey Opoko was very, very good in the first half. Naropo directing traffic. Goes down the left-hand side now.
Shot.
Lovely play at the line. Filippo breaks down the left-hand side. Fullback to beat. Tavita, this time he gets his man, although the offload is gathered in. Now Opoko, hands off. Numbers here for South if they can get the ball to the edges, but North scramble beautifully and contain him smack bam in front of the uprights. Moranga moves it on. There's the gap. And it is Peter Fa'alianga who runs it in the end, but after some beautiful work down the left-hand side, a lovely long-range break from Augustino Filippo, which really laid the groundwork, and then they just passed until they found the space.
Yeah, and from this point, Corey, as you said, you know, off the back of that fantastic momentum, they had choices left and right. They went right. And basically, this ball here, nice little cutout. Defender was coming in on the line, left hole in the back right-hand side, and that is a clean try, 4 points. Well, the sun is shining on the southern team at the moment. I'm just having a look at the body language of the northern side over there. And, you know, they're only back there a few moments ago. Look like they've swapped kickers for the South team. Bit more range here. Just waved away. We'll see the Northern boys sort of walking back towards the halfway mark. This becomes a wee bit more mental for them now, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's some worrying signs there with the body language. They certainly look well beaten right now, the North boys, and really after holding their own in the first half, just haven't been able to stop the charge from South in the second. Still 11 minutes to go, though. They've got to find something to get them through here.
Yeah, well, 11 minutes is a long time when you're 20 points adrift. They need to get... Oh, he's going to change direction now. They look to shape left. Goes deep down to the right. So need a really good, strong defensive set down here.
Moen coming in to chop down Gosney. Haven't had the ball in a long time now, North. Opoko charging forward and red bodies hanging off him. 10 short of halfway now.
Another big unit just carries it straight into the heart of the red side. Still going, pumping.
Leilua that time. Moranga. Bit of speed about them now. A chip over the top. Fortuitous bounce for South, and they round the fullback, and it's another try, and it's a brilliant one. A hat trick for Kilisimasi. All of them under the posts. And that time, a couple of strong carries, and then really just some creative brilliance. Lovely to see. And another try here for South, who are cruising.
I love this little chip over the top. It was done at momentum, was done at pace. They didn't muck around. As Corey said, the bounce was great. Managed to pull that in from behind. And really from here, this guy's absolutely having a blinder today. He's been in the right place at the right time. Good try, 4 points. And shows a turn of pace too. As just another number of strike weapons right across the park for the Southern boys.
And you couldn't see it on the live initially, but he actually did really well to bring that in, didn't
absolutely.
he? The ball ended up sort of behind his back at one point, so really nicely done. And some of these South boys starting to show a little bit of their flair now. Steps in, flags go up, another 2 points. It's out to 30 points to 4 now, with just under 9 minutes to play here at Cornwall Park. You're joining us for the opening round of the 2019 Region of Origin Series. We're here for the next 2 Saturdays, 3 Saturdays back to back to back. And at the end of all that, a big rep clash coming up between the French under-19 and the Auckland under-19. Looking forward to that one, Troy. It's been a fair while since we've had a good old-fashioned tour, and it's going to be a massive experience for the French under-19 boys, but also for the Auckland boys. I mean, you know, it's pretty rare you get to play an international team. It's going to be a big occasion.
I
see what you did there. Very clever. Back underway we go. A high one. Fielded by Naropo, then hands off. And South search. One-on-one is the call. Moen takes it and then comes back infield. That's good work from Benjamin Moen, who has been the best player in a well-beaten team today. Tavita jumps out as ragdolled to ground. Fresh legs on the park in the shape of Mania King. Nice crisp ball. Folau. King to Ilu, changes direction. Looking to get an offload away. He's still got the arm extended and gets there in the end. Norman Tipol. Moen has to reach back and eventually reel that one in. King will come back centre field now. Charging carry from Ririti. And they're about 5 short of the line now, North. King to Moen. Moen, nice quick hands, and Tavita will score on the right-hand side.
Like that random supporter I'll have a word to when we come back. We heard that snap and a yes in the corner. Hey.
You can hear him in the background being given his marching orders. So I'll talk you through the replay now, and they'd put a couple of nice little plays together here. And then from here, King plays a Norman Tipol to Moen, and Moen sums this up beautifully. Got the body turned. He knew he had the 2 on no one really on his outside, and took full advantage of it to hit back. So really, on a day where not much has gone right for them, North, it's a positive that they can take into next week. Remembering, I guess the mental thing here, Troy, is you've got to play this team for another 2 weeks in a row. So pretty important how you finish the match as well leading into next week.
Absolutely. So one thing that will happen out of today, make no mistake, is that there'll be a whole heap of learnings, and the coaching staff, have the opportunity to try and address some of this to try and turn it around.
So 30 points to 8 it remains. We'll have about 5 minutes left to play by the time we get back underway. Do stay with us. Our next game not far away. That'll be kicking off at 11:30.
It's a really strong program that the Football Development Boys have put together here, because it's not just about the players who are getting the opportunity, but also the coaching and the training staff. They also have a development opportunity, which puts everybody in good stead, as we roll towards 2020.
Driven kick-off to get us back underway. This might go all the way dead here. Tavita has to scramble and get there.
Got a little opportunity out of that.
Down the left-hand side. Phoenix Tana. Shout out to young Mania King on the field, who's giving away a fair bit of size on the rest of his opponents. He's been classy since he came on. Some nice service out of dummy half.
And they put it down.
Puts that one down. So turnover now, South back on the football, and a chance to add another as the final 4 minutes approaches. Here's a good strong carry from Leilua. Moranga links with his playmaker. They come back through the middle of the park, and penalty here, which will go in favour of South. There'll be no second thought about what to do here. They'll kick for touch and look to get their attack going once again. Moranga, centre field, Opuko. Back to the middle, they work it. Naropo just about going through himself. Leilua with red bodies hanging off him, still fighting, might have got to the line here. We'll wait and check.
As we wait for the decision.
Try. There we go. Waiting for the KFC graphic to pop up there.
Well, it looks like everyone's getting a bucket out at South Auckland. So as we wait for the kick to come, don't know if we'll get the action replay on that lot. But definitely a big, strong power play, wasn't it?
Yeah, they've been very good through the middle. Well deserving of the margin that they are going to end up winning this match by.
One of the things that happens too when you get a big spread like this, Corey, as you well know, is sometimes, for the team that's out 30-odd points, to keep the intensity on, putting the foot on the throat and trying to close the game out. And you saw a try, earlier on where the Northern team went against the grain. Let's hope that after this kickoff, they get back down there and they get to, have a wee bit of pride and maybe get a few more points on the board before the final. Well, maybe a bit wishful there. I'm looking at the clock as we tick down to 48, 42. It would be nice to have, to finish on a high note, and that's what the rep program's all about.
Another 2 points added. And North not looking in a huge hurry to get back, so a minute to play by our count.
And one thing around this program too, it's all of the teams that win and lose. It's an amalgamated count to get the region to win. So even though that North might be down today, ladies and gentlemen, in the other games that are played around the parks, if those northern teams are up, then North can be theoretically ahead of the pack.
Excitement on the backfield. One of the girls' games. It looks like one of the younger girls' grades going on there. Of course, we're bringing you the 16s later on today. So back to it, the last set of the game. Siren goes. Naropo goes down the left-hand side, and they're happy enough to take the tackle. So South win this one convincingly, 36 points to 8 over North here in the under 13 boys. Do stay with us. Our next game coming up at 11:30.